Hey lovies, this is Michelle here at Life Mantra Tarot. I hope that you guys are doing great. Happy Thursday, or whenever you end up watching. But nonetheless, excuse me. Hope you guys are doing good and all that good stuff. So if you're new, welcome. I hope you like what you see here and decide to stick around and see if you vibe with the channel or not. And yeah, if you do, definitely hit that like button and that subscribe button. It will be a great way to support the channel and stay connected so that you will be informed of when I post or when I'm on doing my lives and all that good stuff. And for those of you who've already been rocking with your girl for a bit, welcome back and thank you for the continued support. I thank you guys so very, very much for everything you guys do and keeping me trying to push this channel. Slowly but surely, we're getting there, right? We're getting there. Um, Slow and steady wins the race. So, with that said, as you guys saw, this is just this is gonna be a, hey, I don't know why I had a feeling you were the first person I thought of. I was like, I feel like Allie's gonna pop in. I felt your energy before you even came. Like while I was prepping, I was like, I wonder if Allie's gonna pop in. I feel like she's going to. Hey, lovey, loving this you. You guys check my girl out when you guys start popping in here. I'll make sure I shout you out throughout. But yes, the Phoenix Priestess. She's been doing some amazing readings. I'm like, yo, you be dropping them gems, girl. So y'all check my girl out. Yep, the Phoenix Priestess. Check her out. She is great. Um, and hopefully we'll get some other folks trickling in as well, people of the Soul Tribe. And even if you guys are new, I hope that you guys stick around and like what you see here. But yeah, so like I said, this is going to be a very basic reading. Just seeing what's going on. No real theme or anything tonight. Real, just straight to the point kind of thing. Um, Hey, I made that like I think I made it last year. Like I think I made it like last year in the summer or something like that on Canva when I was like experimenting with it and stuff. So I used it a couple of times a year, but not that many times. I usually like to use that one like if it's like a late night reading like on a Saturday or something. But I was like, I feel inclined to use it today. Why not? I love Canva too. Hey, blessings. Hey, girl. Hey. Got some of my lovies coming through. I love you guys. So, yeah, let's get started, loves. Like I said, there's not going to be any like actual theme tonight. It's more of a whatever comes out kind of thing. So, if the messages resonate, and I hope that they do, I hope it's your story and it's something that you connect to and that you find it helpful. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some oracle cards to start from here. And then, what was this? The Wisdom of the Oracle deck. I took it out the box, so the box is like on the other side of the room. I'm like, wait, which cards are these? But, yeah, so I got these that we're going to start off with. We're going to get like maybe 3 or 4 cards from here to kind of get the ball rolling. And then I felt inclined to do a Celtic cross today, which I haven't done in here in a while. So that's what we're going to do. And then maybe some like last pieces of advice to close out and, whatever spirit feels, yeah, like we're going to do. So with all that said, let's get started. Oh, and as people are trickling in, check out my girl Aya Inspired Tarot as well as my other homegirl, Phoenix Priestess. Both of them are in the chat right now communicating, so definitely check my girls out. And let's get started. All right, so I already cleansed the space and all that stuff, so let's get in there. Oh, awesome. Thank you. What you making for dinner, girl? Making something yummy? All right, Spirit, only let positive energy into this reading for the collective. Show them what they need to see at this time for their highest good at this point of their journey. Let's give the most accurate and most needed messages at this time. Please and thank you, Spirit. All right, let's get started. Let's do some shuffling. Every day I'm shuffling. All right, when I split the deck, we have TikTok and Deep Knowing. Interesting. So something about timing is what I'm getting, like time's up kind of thing. Like, and the funny thing is, last night the other card is Deep Knowing. 444. As I'm saying that, last night we did a pick an emoji reading about messages from the inner child, And all of those readings, there's three different readings, and all of the readings, they were saying something about the time is now, essentially. Like there's something about the timing. Um, are you making chicken nuggets or turkey nuggets? um, but yeah. Um, so it's like there's this deep knowing that I'm getting like you have this wisdom right now about something, and this inner knowing that there's something that needs to be done, and it's just a matter of time at this point. He said, "Yep." God, I love our kids that just, they eat what they eat and that's it. You know what I mean? My son, he's the same way. He's been like that his whole life. He's 19. He's still like that. I'm just like, dude. But it's funny because like when he was growing up, and like now I feel bad, but like when he was growing up, I didn't know that he was on the spectrum. So like I would just be like, look, little picky ass eater. I wasn't able to be picky like you. I had to eat whatever my parents gave me. You're gonna eat this damn food. um, and like now I'm like, oh damn, I turned into my parents, and then I found out later that he's on the spectrum. I'm like, shit. So like now like when he got a little bit older, like he was probably about 10 years old when we kind of really knew, or 11. And with that said, like I would modify dishes, to kind of suit his palate. You know what I mean? Um, but hey, that's what us mamas do, right? We live and we learn. We do what we have to do for our babies. All right, so interesting. Bottom of the deck, we have soulmates. It's in the reverse. Interesting. So for some people, it could be like a breakup or something, or like people in your life who you're realizing, like, I'm getting like their karmics, maybe. You know what I mean? Because underneath that, it says never-ending stories, like same shit, different day kind of thing. Needing to release that kind of energy, letting it go is what I'm getting. Yeah, starting a new life, new lease on life. I just heard. Middle of the deck, we've got TikTok is here again. So yeah, the time was up, the jig was up. Y'all was like, fuck this shit. That person got to go. All right, so let's get, like I said, we're gonna do maybe like 3 or 4 cards from here, and then we're gonna do a Celtic cross tonight. To the sea. I'm getting like you guys have been doing like a lot of inner work at this time. Like I'm getting like spiritual baths, spiritual hygiene. I'm getting journaling. I'm getting a lot of different things, but just understand, like, let's look at the picture real quick too. Yeah, just this energy of like, finding direction. Like there's a compass there at the edge right there. Oh, yeah, compass, and then there's like binoculars, like, kind of seeing things with a new set of eyes as you're working on yourself, and kind of, going with the flow of life. Interesting. It's all a part of the journey at this time. Yeah, never ending story is here again. Soulmates is here again in reverse. I'm telling you. Yeah. Like really pouring into yourself, this yin energy. Tell us more. Tell me more, tell me more. Tell me more, tell me more. What's this? Loyal heart. So I'm getting that you guys have a very loyal heart. And this was maybe a part of your lesson, like when it came to that situation that you dealt with. For some of you, it might be romantic. Some of you, it could just be, again, like just people in your life who you had a sense of great loyalty to, and realized that, you had to kind of start removing yourself. Yeah. Again, new life is here again. Like, look how many cards are in this deck, and this cards that keep repeating, right? Orphaned. You might have felt abandoned in this situation with this individual or these people. Yeah, but you're too blessed to be stressed, okay? So you've been learning how to just kind of, go with it, right? And learn how to focus on yourself at this time. I'm also getting this energy of having a loyal heart to yourself, turning that loyalty inward and not just outward. Let's get 2 more from here, and we're going to do a Celtic cross to look deeper. Chop wood. Choppy, chop, chop, chop. I just heard off the chopping block. Like you had to kind of like cut things away from your life, and this is a part of like some preparation also for where you're headed, a leg up, exactly, giving you a leg up on, whatever it is that's coming towards you, that, how can I put it, the knowledge that you've gained. Remember, we saw that deep knowing card. The knowledge that you've gained is going to allow for you to have that leg up on, the shit around you. Like, people ain't gonna be able to be playing in your face. No place like home. For some of you, this could have been a home dynamic kind of thing going on. Mending, you're working on this healing process. Yeah. Let's get one more from here. We got no place like home again. So, finding a sense of, feeling safe, right? Feeling safe within your space, feeling safe in your, I keep hearing the word your dwelling. So definitely like your own space. Something could have happened in a home dynamic. I keep feeling that energy too. Let's see, what's on the bottom of the word? Oh, the word. The bottom of the word. The bottom of the, the bottom of the deck says imagine. Hey Monique, how are you? Nice to see you popping in. Great to see you. All right, so we have imagine, co-create, 1111, as we looked up, and flexible. By remaining flexible during these times, right, being able to, remain adaptable, right? The things that it is that you would like to, bring into fruition in your life, right? It's like, your imagination is running wild right now. Like, wow. What can I be doing differently right now to be able to welcome in the blessings and things that I want in my life? But it's like you're realizing, maybe at this time co-creation is here. Being able to team up with the right people is important. I'm getting the right people, and also like, look, like there's people who are very knowledgeable. There are people who can help you. I'm getting this is you guys right here. It's like a little like little steps almost. It's like steps to get to this or something. I don't know. But like it's like this is you guys, and like this almost like this infancy of this new beginning, right? And then you got like this knowledge that you're obtaining, or people around you who are going to be super knowledgeable, who can help you with something. And then you're gonna have a leg up on everybody and be like, yup. You know what I mean? And I think that's a leopard in this picture. And they're fast, right? They get shit done. They're not going to fuck with. Like, you guys are gonna be some badasses when the things that you allow to kind of come together. And what I was also picking up on with that co-create is like, aside from like actual people, I'm also getting like co-creating with the universe, with spirit, your spirit guides, the Most High, whatever you believe in. When you allow yourself to kind of lend your trust to them, to it, whatever you believe in. It allows for things to kind of happen. Like I said, I keep hearing like imagination running wild, like this, like your wildest dreams getting ready to kind of come together into fruition. I like it. You said Lati's blowing up the group chat. I'm so bad with checking the messenger, because the way that, I don't know what I did a while back, years ago really, I accidentally turned off notifications, and I've yet to figure out how to turn the notifications back on. So a lot of the times I only see stuff if I'm actually active in my messenger or on Facebook, and then I'm like, oh, these messages are days old. How did I not see them? So I'd be like, oh shit, I missed all kind of stuff. I hate when that happens, but yeah. Alright, so we're gonna do a Celtic cross. See what's going on. It's gonna give us a deep dive into all of this shit that we're seeing. We got a little bit of a little synopsis of what I think is going on. If this is your message, let me know in the comments. You can also do so by reacting or hitting the like button. All those different things help. Let's see. All right, so we have Page of Cups here, which usually represents like a love offer, but like a very small love offer. But it can also represent things like intuition and a childlike demeanor and stuff like that. So it represents a lot of different things. But let's see, we have Knight of Pentacles here. That's about slow and steady, right? And I was saying slow and steady was the race, like literally at the beginning of this reading. That Page of Cups could also sometimes be somewhat creative or intuitive. So let me know if that resonates with any of you. The Magician, and we were talking about, like, kind of, making shit happen, right? We just were talking about that. Like, when we're talking about like imagination and all that, it's like, you're gonna be able to create something that you really hold dear to you. Could be something that I'm getting kind of like this energy of like manifestation and like transmutation. Like it's taking a certain situation for you to get to that point. Tell us more. What's the overall energy for the collective at this time, Spirit? Thank you. Six of Pentacles. All right, so this is about generosity. This is about a lot of like give, give, give. You would hope that there's a equal give and take, but it's not always. And it's also about like how much are you giving? Like if the circumstances that you found yourself in made you feel like you were overextending a lot, you know, you might have made a choice to say, Two of Wands, like a choice to say, okay, I don't know. Yeah, look, this is about choices too. Going back and forth about something. Two of Pentacles. Going back and forth about what it is that you're being called to do. So, the world, closure, completion, right? So, closing out cycles, we kind of already established that. So, we're going to learn more about what this Six of Pentacles might mean in this context. But I am getting like an energy. Remember, we're talking about like loyalty and stuff too, right? So I am getting already like this energy of constantly pouring into other people and not pouring into yourself enough so far. But we're gonna and making like a conscious decision and effort to say, fuck that, I'm gonna do more for myself. That's what I'm getting so far. All right, tell us more. What's the challenge here with the Six of Pentacles? What's the challenge? What is the challenge for the collective? Don't be stingy now. Thank you. Yeah, Five of Cups. Remember we were talking about that orphaned feeling? Five of Cups is a little bit different because like that's more like a Five of Pentacles kind of vibe, but there is still that sadness there. And both those cards can have a lot to do with feeling like a sense of sadness. Sometimes even regret. Um, yeah, but it's like you're moving past that, or you're in the process of moving past that with this Eight of Wands here. Somebody might have been kind of abusing their power over you with this Emperor in the reverse here. So you could have been dealing with like a very controlling person. Um, I'm even getting like for somebody it could be like a bad boss. Everybody's going through different things, so take the messages as they resonate. So like let's say if this is a love thing, you could have been in a relationship where the person was like very abusive. You have like regrets because you think back to all the things that you did and you stayed longer than you feel you should have and things like that. And you reflect on that and you're like, why did I stay? Like you're beating yourself up. Don't do that. Just saying. So I'm getting something like that. It's time to move on. It's time to move forward. You made the conscious effort to remove yourself. Now it's time to just work on the healing process. I'm also picking up on possibly, like I said, maybe a bad work environment. Like, maybe you're dealing with like an abusive boss. Like, somebody who takes advantage of you constantly and, you've been loyal to the company and stuff like that and busting your ass and you're not getting a raise, you're not getting promotions, they pass you over on everything, that type of thing. Just a bad work environment and that it's time to move on. Like I'm getting different things. And again, it's gonna be different for different people, right? So yeah. Let's see. All right, so yeah, see, for somebody it could be very much what I just said. Three of Pentacles. Yeah, that's like usually a work environment. There could also have been something going on behind the scenes that you didn't know until later, and then have that deeper knowledge and knowing, like we kind of were talking about a little while ago, because we did see that energy show up. Everybody's going through different things, so take the messages as they resonate, as this is a collective message. All right, Spirit, tell us more. What is going on in the conscious mind of the collective, those who end up resonating with this message? All right, see, yeah, you knowing that you need to make a choice. Yeah, so we have Two of Wands representing choices. You know, and this is more about the active part of making choices, right? Because you know that there's something that needs to be done. You're like, okay, I have to put the, the fire under my own ass to be able to say, okay, I have to make a choice now. I can't stay in these circumstances anymore that are, you know, bringing me down, right? You know, I've been too loyal to certain things, certain situations, certain people to be stuck in that rut, so to speak. Yeah, choices, major choices at that. The Lovers. So yeah, death, major endings, but these major endings bring on major transformations. So knowing that it needs to stop. And for some of you, it could have been like a relationship, like I said before, like a marriage. And if it's not a marriage, it could just be an ending when it comes to like this energy of anything that doesn't align with your core values anymore. Like if it just doesn't sit right with you anymore, knowing that it's time to kind of remove yourself from that. We have Pookie. Hi, Pookie. Do you answer the questions? I'm not sure what you mean. Do I answer the questions? When people are on here, I answer them as they come in. However, if it's a collective message, I'm not answering personal questions if that's what you're getting at. I do them sometimes, but not often. Too much energy for me, and I got too much going on. 2 jobs, too many things. Home giver, taking care of my family. Like I can't always have the energy to do that. The people who can, I will tell you right now, I Inspire Tarot does it. She's a beast. Um, and she's in the comments if you want to check out her page. She does them all the time. So we have Radha. Hi, how are you? I don't know if I've seen her name before. But yes, welcome. All right. Let's see what's going on maybe like in the subconscious or behind the scenes. Let's see. Thank you. Yeah. Behind the scenes, there could be some fears and anxieties. We have this Four of Swords here, right? So it's like, there's this energy of maybe, overwhelm, and there's also like, needing to kind of take a step back to be able to figure out the next move kind of thing. But the thing is with that being behind the scenes, like in the subconscious, your fears and anxieties could also be the thing that's kind of preventing you from making choices. So Spirit's kind of calling you, if you haven't done this already, this part of the steps, so to speak. Um, it is time to, kind of get out of your head when it comes to that. Because I'm getting like people, I'm like this myself. I bury things a lot, and I don't tend to, acknowledge the things that I need to work on. I am very, very guilty of that. I am not perfect by any means. And one thing with you, I'm very honest with you guys on here. So I know there are things that I put, in the back of my head constantly, like, oh, I'll deal with that another day. And I compartmentalize and I put things in its little space and I ignore it sometimes. Um, so some of you guys might be like that. Be careful with that. As somebody who does it too, because it might make you it causes a sense of inactivity when it comes to needing to be active, when it comes to making these moves and making choices to move forward. Yeah, it puts you in a position like this, 9 of Wands. You're like you've been through a lot of shit, and then there's like that sense of you think about maybe past failures and things like that kind of keep you up at arms, and you're just like, I feel safer here than I do by actually doing something. And if this is about resilience, it's a test of resilience. Push through. Yeah, exactly. Paranoia. Look at that. did I not say something about feeling a sense of being inactive when you need to be active? I almost wanted to say the word paralysis, but I didn't say it. But look what it says here. We got the Hermit in the reverse, and on here it literally says paralyzed by fear. Damn it, I wish I would have said it. But I did say stuff about fear and anxiety. So we're still on the right path. Sometimes I just wish I would say the damn words. I keep doing that lately. Like, I gotta start just saying everything that is in here because like I be like rephrasing stuff. I'm like, let me word it differently. No, say it however it is said in my head because that's what spirit wants me to say in those moments. But yeah, we have Six of Wands here in the middle of the deck, and that is about success. It's about recognition. Um, so it's like you gotta kind of recognize, you know, where you are, right? Recognize your greatness in the process of all of this. Like you are way more capable than you're giving yourself credit for, is what I'm getting. So, you know, whatever this choice is that you need to make, which again looks like it's about, you know, some type of severance of ties with a person or a situation. So gotta do what you gotta do. All right. Tell us more. What is the past energy? Past energy. What we got? We're gonna take it. I'm gonna take all these cards because they all make sense. They all fall very well in line with what we have been talking about, and some of these cards have already shown up already, anyways. So we have Two of Pentacles, which we, you know, were talking about a little while ago. It did show up, and it was basically that, and that's basically an energy of going back and forth about a decision, which we established before. There could have been a sense of deception. You have the Seven of Swords here, so lies, deceit. Remember we were talking about this. You know, you might have had like a great sense of loyalty to somebody who did not have that same sense of loyalty to you. So yeah, it makes sense that this would be like in that past energy, right? The World, which we saw a little while ago as well, kind of show its face. That's about successful completion of a cycle. And guess what else is here? The Justice card. So this was like a karmic lesson that needed to be learned, right? To get out of the rut that you're in, you know, and you had to go through these experiences in order to, you know, learn those lessons. We did see the deep knowing card earlier. You had to learn a deep lesson in order to get to this point. Yeah, and that's gonna be the thing that's going to allow you to level the fuck up, though. The Empress. Ten of Swords, yeah. Big endings happening, right? We saw a lot of cards about endings. You know, a lot of pain here. You know, hence that Five of Cups that we saw too. You know, and then like feeling orphaned. For somebody in particular, this is not for everybody, but somebody might have had issues with a mother figure. That's not for everyone. That seems very, very specific. I'm also getting somebody might have had an issue with somebody who has like a speech impediment, like a lisp or something like that, or a stutter. I was picking up on that too. Let me know if that resonates for anybody. That seems very specific. That's not going to be for everybody. But yeah, remember I was talking about maybe feeling some sense of regret. We got the Four of Cups. You know, maybe feeling like, you know, like I'm getting like almost like a woe is me kind of energy, but it's like, you know, you're learning that you can't stay in that. You know what I mean? Like if you stay in that energy, you're gonna just be stuck there forever. Coming from a person who knows, because like I've been that person where I'm just like, oh, my life is so terrible. It's like, you know what? You gotta sometimes suck it up, buttercup. You know, it's not taken away from your experience, but at the same time, like if you are allowing yourself to stay, you know, in the rut, you know, and when I say like stay in the rut, I'm talking about, you know, internally too. Like what kind of energy are you? Hey Lati, hey girl, hey, one of my sisters in the building. Check her out. Tears and Wheat Tarot Show. Y'all check out my girl, okay? You will not regret it. We got a lot of amazing readers here right now who will be throat chakra, who will make sure that they got you guys in line, okay? They will help you on your journey. They've helped me tremendously. So those are people that I go to them too. Check them out, I'm telling you. So we got Tears and Wheat Tarot Show. We got Aya Inspired Tarot, and we've got Phoenix Priestess. So I'm just saying, check all of them out. If you go through the comments, you'll see all three of them. Check out their pages, and they all do readings and all that. Like, they're chef's kiss, amazing readers. Um, but yeah, if we allow ourselves to just kind of stay in that low ass energy, low vibrational ass energy, we're not helping anyone, including ourselves. We have to be able to, put on our big boy jaws or our big girl panties and say, you know what, I gotta, call it a spade and be like, you know what, it is time to just move forward. And again, yep, see, I split the deck again on the same card. Yeah, like get out of that negative space. And like I said, I understand, like sometimes, when you've been through so much and you're just fucking tired and you're just like, you know what, you're at your wits end a little bit. You're just like, fuck this. Like, everything just fucking sucks. This is just gonna be my shitty, sucky life. Like, no, honey, no. I honestly was having a moment like that recently, and I had to snap myself out of it. And I apologized to the Most High because I was like, I was crying. I was like, God, why is my life so fucked up right now? What have I been doing so bad? I'm such a good person. Like, I was literally having a whole conversation with God. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. And I was just like, I was literally crying, and I was just like, I'm just so fucking tired. I don't know what's going on in my life. Like, I work with kids and I'm trying to be a good person. I try to motivate people. I can't even find motivation within myself. I have all these health conditions all of a sudden popping up, and I'm only 40. Like, am I gonna die? Like, what's going on? Just take me now. Like, I don't actually want to die. But like, I was going through it. And then I was like, yo, the next day I was like, bitch, cut the shit. Cut the dramatics. I had to have a pep talk with myself and say, first off, there's somebody who got worse than you, so cut the shit. Second off, you being in this negative ass energy ain't gonna change anything either. You are what you attract, right? If I'm putting out that negative energy, spewing that type of shit, keeping that shit deep down in my soul and not just letting that shit go, like, I'm gonna stay there. So somebody must have needed to hear that. That's not, these are not things that I share just all willy-nilly. You know what I mean? If I share something like that, it's because there's a reason behind it. Somebody else must have been feeling like this recently, um, or has gone through something very similar. But this is why we do what we do here. We all work together as a collective to help build each other up. We all go through different things. That's why, and it's a collective reading, right? We're all going through different experiences, but at the same time, somehow we got here to receive this message. So you're here for a reason. 32, and I was looking up, and I'm getting for major changes and for endings that are going to bring on some beautiful new beginnings, because we did see that new life card pop up earlier, right? All right, let's look into this some more. Let's see. What's the incoming energy? Mm. Mm. Hey Bookie, hey girl, hey, another one of the soulies up in here, soul sister. Check out she radio over here. Her other channel is intuitive interactions. I said it yesterday. I was like, I always want to say whatchamacallit, I know it's intuitive interactions, but I always want to say something different for some reason. But yeah, the girl's good. I'm telling you, she's good. Check her out too. So yeah, we got 8 of Cups, which is talking about walking away. We talked about this energy of walking away before, right? So you're moving on, you're moving forward, upward and onward. Yep. And this is something worth celebrating with this 3 of Cups. This is gonna be victorious. Like, if you have been worried about, like, well, what's the outcome gonna look, and we're gonna get to that too, what's the outcome gonna look like for me and stuff like that, it's gonna allow you to really be in a good space. But the King of Pentacles here, like, that's something that's stable. So some of you guys, if it is like, we did kind of see a little bit of an energy and pick up on possibly a job kind of thing for some, but not for all. You also have the 6 of Cups, but yeah, you're removing yourself from things of the past that no longer serve you. What's underneath this King of Cups? I mean, Pentacles. I just want to see. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, the things that, might have been slowing you up a little bit. There's going to be some, some traction. Yeah, there's going to be some traction. And when it comes through, it's going to kind of happen out of, yeah, money's about to look good too. Um, and that's the truth. Like, a lot of things like about like money and, moving on from the past, like, yeah, dropping those burdens with this 10 of Wands in the middle of the deck. It's like, let's just pull another card just for shits and giggles. Tell us more about this 8 of Cups. Again, everybody's going through different things, but I just kind of want to see what else Spirit has to say about that one. Thank you. Empress. So, let's see. Yeah. Knight of Wands, I saw that just a second ago too. It's about going towards something with passion. Ace of Wands, passionate new beginnings. Just saying, I just don't y'all thinking I'm just saying random cards. What we got in the middle? 6 of Swords, moving on. Yeah, whatever this is, it's going to allow for you to really grow. And that's exactly what you guys need. Um, and this growth is gonna feel, I heard expansion. Like, it's gonna be something that's going to be so well suited for you. It's gonna feel really worthwhile. And this growth, I think, has more to do with you as a whole than just career, just love. Like, it's gonna be you as a whole entity. Like, as you work on just yourself, everything else around you is just gonna all of a sudden start to get better too. You know what I mean? You're really putting forth that effort, and it's going to show up in all the different areas of your life, not just in one or two places. I love that. Tell us more. What's maybe the attitude surrounding um, how the collective might be feeling right now? I got super hungry all of a sudden. All right, so we have, and it flipped and landed like that. So we're gonna take it the way it came out. We have the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. So yeah, it's like your attitude towards it. You're feeling like bleh about it, right? Like, um, yeah, you're feeling kind of bleh about a lot of things, and you're just like, and if this is work related, you might just feel really, really 8 people, 8 of Pentacles here in the reverse. For somebody in particular, at least one person, this is work related, and you're tired of work, and you're just like, fuck. I'm over it. This shit's boring. I've been here too long and I don't want to do this anymore. And for others, it's just you feel like you put so much effort into something, you're not getting what you put into it back. We talked about that earlier with that 6 of Pentacles and having like these regrets and things like that, right? So now you're just kind of like, in this fuck it energy. Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords be like, whatever. Fuck this shit. Rightfully so. But that also has to do with like you making a lot of choices. They're very, calculating. So yeah, you're trying not to focus too much on the past anymore with the 6 of Cups. You might still sometimes get stuck there a little bit, and it kind of came out with this, like when I was trying to pull just the top card off. Underneath it is the Page of Pentacles. So it's like you just want to have things like working in your favor after a long period of time of things just being so bleh for so long. Yeah. This comes with a lot of choices, a lot of options with the 7 of Cups, but it could also cause a little bit of confusion of how to move about the situation too. But that's why you got to be in this energy. Again, very calculating, very thoughtful. Um, so you guys are really, trying to put your best foot forward when it comes to making a concrete decision and sticking to it. Okay? What's the environment? Mm. Everything's falling fucking apart. That's at least is what you feel. The Tower. everything just feeling like it's falling apart. I just heard, just pick up the pieces. Just pick up the pieces. But, the thing is, like, what's funny? This morning, I talk to myself a lot. I'm a little bit weird. But a lot of it weird, actually. But I talk to myself a lot. Like, I have, like, whole conversations. It's kind of crazy. I've been doing that since I was little. It's embarrassing, like, if you're having a conversation with yourself and someone walks in the room, you're acting like you're singing a song, like, anyway. And I was talking to myself this morning, and I was just like, you know what? This has been a whirlwind of a fucking week. Past few weeks, really. But this past week in particular. And I'm just like, one thing about this life and what God will do, or the Most High, I say God, in the universe, the Creator, they will put you in a very uncomfortable position until you make the conscious effort and decisions to make shit do what it do. Otherwise, they're gonna knock all that shit down. They're gonna come and shake up that motherfucking table because you have no fucking choice. Make a choice and, do what you need to do. So if you've been ignoring something and saying, oh no, everything's fine. And remember, I was talking about it a little while ago, right? Sweeping stuff under the rug, compartmentalizing and saying, oh, it doesn't exist, it's fine. Like, no, it's time to address it, because now what's happening is this tower where now your ass is going to be so fucking uncomfortable where you have no choice but to make changes. You have no choice now. So that's what's happening. And for a lot of you. So it's like, got a lot of cards about like karma and choices and stuff like that, endings, right? So it's like, God Major Arcana been showing up too, by the way. So it's like, but then it's like, then you're like confused as fuck at the end, because you're like, what do I do now? What do I do with all these fucking pieces? And it's like, well, these pieces are meant for you to, do something with it. Like, you're going to gain a sense of a lot of growth in different areas, which we talked about before. This is a time to not let your emotions get in the way. Don't be super stubborn. Yeah, it's time to release and let go. Those things that you've been holding on to, like a security blanket, you know, those things gotta go. You're not in alignment with those things anymore, those people anymore, those situations, those jobs, those patterns and habits, whatever it is for you at this time. It's time to be loyal to yourself. You've been loyal to everything else, all the fuckery. Why? For what? Who does that? Who does that benefit? Definitely ain't benefiting you. So it's time to get the fuck out of those situations. Move on. All right. Tell us more. What's the fear and or hope here for the collective when it comes to what we're seeing here? Thank you. Oh, goodness gracious. Everything's coming down to choices made. We got the Two of Swords. And it's really, what I'm getting is you're kind of, you feel, we talked about that sense of feeling paralyzed, right? Paralyzed when it comes to decisions here, because it's like, you got those rose-colored lenses on, that blindfold, like, oh, I can't see all the fuckery happening around me. Yes, you can. You know what the fuck's going on. But it's those fears and anxieties, right? That moon energy back there. Your emotions that kind of keep you feeling stuck. I heard stuck like Chuck. Well, it's time to move on. Six of Swords again for the second time. So it's like, look at all the swords energy. That's all about thoughtfulness and decisions and shit, logic. Queen of Swords here again. So, yeah. It's basically saying, like, the fear is like, okay, well, what if I make a decision and it doesn't pan out to work out for me? But they're letting you know, look, when you make these decisions for yourself, you're going to move into the things that are meant to be for you. The Hierophant here in the middle, the things that are meant to align with exactly where you are, right? That's her purpose, your purpose. So, like, this is job related. This is very, very telling too. Being in alignment with that. And just being in alignment in general with the things that are part of your core values, right? Your belief system. It changes over time. It doesn't always stay the same. So you're realizing, A lot of this stuff does not align. Throat chakra, a lot of this stuff does not align with where I'm headed. I gotta let these things go. I have to, dust it off. All right, tell us more. What is the likely outcome? Ooh. All right, I know one of the cards flipped. Which one is it? Butterfingers. All right, yeah. Got the Queen of Cups here, along with Five of Wands, which is chaos, conflict, fights. The Hanged Man. I'm getting this is more of a battle of the heart for you. Let me show you that it's here, so you don't think I'm making it up. This is like a battle of the heart. The Queen of Cups is somebody who's very emotional, right? She's also very intuitive, very empathic. So, you know, when you guys really care about something, you hold it really dear and near to your heart. So I'm getting that the chaos and conflict is mostly within yourself. That's what I'm honestly getting. So, with that energy of, the hanged man, that's about getting a sense of enlightenment as you release something. So when you learn to release control over the situation that you find yourself in, whatever this is different for everybody. Um, and don't let your emotions be the thing to cloud your judgment, because we also talked about that just a moment ago with that Two of Swords. Um, yeah, you're in your head too much, and you feel more restricted than what you are. This is a mental prison, so don't let your mental prison or your that heart space be the thing that dictates your choices, because there are things that can really happen for you. Let's look into that a little bit more. Tell us more about this Queen of Cups when it comes to the likely outcome. Yeah, it's giving like it's not a definitive thing. It's like when you allow yourself not to be too all up in your head and not be all up in your your emotions and shit like that, anything that's been clouding your judgment, that's when you're going to be able to have a clear sight of where you're headed and make the conscious efforts and decisions necessary to get to where you're going or trying to go. So tell us more though. Because it's like I just heard the power is yours. Somebody might be a like a millennial and used to watch Captain Planet. The power is yours. Um, we are Planeteers. You can be one too. Yep, the strength card. Because saving our planet is the thing to do. Looting and polluting is not the way. Here's what Captain Planet has to say. So yeah, the power is yours. The Knight of Wands here on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, Captain Planet was my shit. I used to love that show. The fact that I still know that theme song so well is pretty ridiculous. But no, it was a dope ass theme song. Just but yeah, we have Ten of Pentacles. This is what can come towards you, right? The riches, of your life, not just monetary, but just like in general, right? Health is wealth. All those things. Like when you don't have all that stress and stuff, your health is gonna be better. Like it's just like one of those things where once you make these decisions to remove these things, and you find that sense of courage and strength in yourself to remove this stuff, whatever it is. It's like I said, it's different for everybody. But there's definitely a clear consensus on closure and lessons learned, and being able to take those lessons, pick up all these pieces, just pick up the pieces and move forward, right? Rebuild. Yeah. Five of Pentacles. We talked about that energy earlier. We felt that. 48 as I say that. Yeah. Any last card from the tarot before we get some last pieces of clarifying life advice? I felt connected to that deck, so that's the ones that we're gonna pull. That's the one we're gonna pull the last messages from. But anything else from here? Two cards. What we got? Yep. Hierophant is here for I think the third time now, but it's officially on the spread now. And it came out along with the Emperor in reverse. Now we saw this energy show up before, right? Somebody who might have had like a sense of abuse of power, can't get the words out, over you. I'm getting stifled. Like maybe you felt stifled around this person. Like they made you feel suppressed or oppressed. Made you feel like you couldn't really, be yourself or speak your mind. This person might even watch you sometimes. If this is a person, they might be watching you. But they're like, stand your ground. Yes, whoever that energy might be, we gonna rebuke that shit. No thank you. 5005 as I looked up. We talked about that number earlier because I was picking up on 5s and 10s. Seeing that energy again, represents change and also represents some endings, right? Major endings that are going to bring us some great new beginnings for you. So yeah, standing your ground, you know. Yeah, don't let nobody come and mind fuck you and get you all up in your head. No, thank you. Yeah. I heard the word discipline. You have to be disciplined within yourself at this point now. Is what I'm picking up on. Like finding that sense of discipline within yourself when it comes to honoring what it is that works for you in your life at this time. Not worrying about other people and their opinions and shit like that. Yeah, look, trust yourself. Let your intuition be the compass that I said something about a compass earlier. The compass that leads you through murky waters. Wow. And as a matter of fact, I kid you not, this was the first card that came out, and I said something about that compass and sense of direction to the sea. And I was talking about like that sense of like, a journey, right? Being like following where you're being guided at this time during this healing. And there's literally water in the picture. Like, wow, how's that about coming full circle? Unlock your heart. Embrace vulnerability. Let love guide your journey to self-discovery. Exactly. So the thing is, I feel like the other message is the more important one there. You can go your own way, go your own way. Trust your intuition and embrace individuality, paving your path with courage and authenticity. I almost said authority, but it says authenticity. But we had like the Emperor card. It kind of gave me that vibe. All right, that's just from splitting the deck though. Let's just get like maybe 3 cards to close out, and then that'll be the end of the reading. I appreciate you guys for being here. I hope that you got something out of this message. If that was helpful. Kind of kept it a little bit shorter today. Kind of like a no fluff kind of reading, I feel like. Just because you know me, I'm a chatterbox. But just kind of, of course I'm still going to explain all the cards and things like that and interpretations and what I'm picking up on, so on and so forth. But I feel like I did a little bit better than I usually do with getting kind of to the point. Because, like I said, I'm a chatterbox. Y'all know. If you know, you know. But I'm happy that my road dogs don't mind. And they be like, no, it's fine. I'm like, is it? All right, what we got? Gate of opportunities. Pass through the gate of opportunities wherein new paths unfurl with boundless potential. Remember, we talked about a new life. Literally, that card showed up. What's on the other side? Seize every moment. Embrace each moment with purpose. I said something about feeling like you're finding your purpose. For time is a precious gift on your journey of self-discovery. We kept talking about something about this factor of time, right? TikTok, right? Like the jig is up. Like there's like this urgency I'm picking up on, like to make shit happen. All right. So let's get like 3 cards from here to close out. And that'll be it. Said chatter on. I feel like I lose the audience sometimes when I talk too much. So I'm like, either I'm just not saying like the things that like are entertaining. I don't know what like the right word to use. Or connecting. Trying to figure it all out, guys. I'll get there eventually. Felt like a card wanted to come out, and then it like went back into the deck. So I'm like, what we got? All right. So Commitment. Commit to this next stage in your development. Remember, I said something about loyalty earlier. Loyalty, commitments. That's pretty similar to me. And there will be a promise fulfilled in some form. The other side of it says, commit to the journey. With determination, go all in for the long term. Your steadfast focus will bring lasting rewards. I like these back with that energy. Right, not the right audience. And I think that's the hard part for me. You know, I feel like I'm pretty authentic on here and stuff, but like sometimes I think maybe I'm just like too authentic. I think some people, I don't know. I'm so confused. You know, I feel like I haven't figured it out. You know, I feel like you and Lati in particular, like you guys have figured out like your niche, and you also figured out like the audience, or people have figured out like to come to you. And I still haven't. I feel like I still haven't fully attracted those people yet. I mean, obviously the people who do come, I appreciate you guys. Obviously, I'm not saying I don't, but I'm just saying like I'm still trying to figure all of that out. Like how do I make it engaging enough and entertaining, but still be like real and authentic? And you know, because I'm not gonna just be doing love readings all the time. I'm sorry, that's just not the channel for that. So just being honest. um like that's one thing I can't do, just love readings. That's so frivolous to me. Like I'm not taking away from people who like doing them, or like that's what you want to watch. Like nothing wrong with that. I watch love readings too. You know, I ask for love advice sometimes from my friends. Like, you know, I'm not saying anything wrong with it. It's just that's not something I can do all the time. Personally, I like to dive deeper into like the soul level things. You know, like in fact, the majority of my cards are more soul level kind of cards versus love type cards. I mean, I'll buy some love decks. Don't get me wrong. I got a few of those too up my sleeve, plenty. But I don't know. Like I don't connect with that much. Ironically, um, when I first started watching tarot and stuff like that, that's why all I used to watch was love readings. So again, I'm not trying to take away from people who, you know, are into that. Nothing wrong with it. It's just not my forte. And I feel like sometimes I'm like, well, maybe that's part of the reason I don't have a lot of people watching. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to work on it though, guys. I love you guys for being so supportive always. All right, so we have a couple cards that came out together. We have Hidden Keys. Put things together piece by piece. The font plus the background is messing with my eyes. It's like white on white, so I'm like, I just heard white on rice. All right, let me read that again. Put things together piece by piece. My ears started ringing. To reveal the bigger picture. And then on the other side of this is important parts. Embrace each element, weaving them into your story with openness and understanding. Piece by piece. Right, that's great advice, guys. Thank you. The right audience will come to me. I have to just keep that in mind. I guess, I mean, I've met some amazing people along the way, right? You guys. So, and other people who are part of our soul family, right? So, yeah. All right. The other card that came out with the Hidden Keys one, it's Meadow of Moments. Bask in the Meadow of Moments where presence blossoms in the simplicity of the now. And we also have Happiness is Simple. Find joy in life's small wonders, for they hold the key to fulfilling and contented heart. Interesting. It's putting it all together, friends. It's putting it all together. Let's get one more from your spirit to close out. Do I watch my playback? Sometimes. I feel I don't like looking at myself. So sometimes I do watch them. Like if I feel like it was like a super heavy message or something weird happened in the video or during the like the thing, like something really like I want to say witchy, but like you guys know, like you hear things, or something moves or something, or orb, you know what I mean, like you'd be like, oh shit, you know, like yeah. So but I don't like looking at myself. So I'm weird. Remember, for a long time, all my readings were just my hands. So, but yeah, I'm strange. Another thing I want to work on too, though, is I think aesthetics overall kind of make a difference too. Like I know, like with you guys have like such a nice like setup. I don't really have the space to set things up the way I would like to right now. So it's like, you know, I think about like little things that I can do. Like I know I bought like a tapestry that I wanted to put on the other side of the room, and set that area up with like lights and stuff, but I haven't gotten around to it. So I know, like, you know, some people when they come on, like one of the things that they notice is like, oh, like how attractive is the person's setup, and they don't give a shit about the message half the time. They just be like, oh, the first thing they see is like, oh, uh, she looks okay, or the setup looks a little eh. So they click off, you know. So you know they might feel like it's just not like aesthetically pleasing. Like all that stuff matters, you know, when you're doing content creation. So like I said, I'm trying to find that balance, guys, between like, you know, all of those different things. Knowing I'm a content creator, so I have to have certain things, you know, right. Sometimes I've been thinking about, should I start wearing makeup when I do this shit? Like, would that make a difference? Hike up the girls a little? No, let me stop. No, I try to keep these bad boys, you know, under wraps as much as I can. It's hard to hide them anyways. But anyway, let's read this last card. Here I go, blabbering, right? Um, Clear mind. Sweep away any doubts that you have. Wow. Okay. How's that for a closing message, guys? Sweep away any doubts that you have and know that you are right. On the other side of this card, act with clarity. Focus your intentions. Navigate decisions with clear insight and purpose. How is that for a closing fucking message? I think I'm all done. I do actually still want to see what's on the bottom of the deck, though, because I always want to see. Trust yourself is here again. Okay. All right. See, this is probably a reading I should probably watch back, huh? Because that was a little bit witchy. Peaks reached. So I said something about celebration. Celebrate good times. Come on, let's celebrate. Um, Celebrate your achievements and savor the triumph of your ascent. I would say ascension. I feel like that would have sounded better, but I didn't write this deck. For you've climbed high and earned your view. I like that. Mountain of mystery. Ascend towards self-realization and triumph, guided by the stoic. This is why I need to start wearing my glasses. The stoic presence of the mastery mountain pathway. Wow, it's very wordy, but I understand what they're trying to say. Wow, I like this. I love when you do stuff like that, though. Like when you did the little the shop thing with the lights, and I was like, that's so cool. I love that. Labyrinth of choices. We talked about choices throughout this whole fucking reading. Can't make this shit up even if you wanted to. Chart your course through the perplexing labyrinth of choices, embracing each turn of sorry, each turn as part of your complex journey. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Choose wisely. Decisions shape your path amid challenges. Stay open to learning as answers reveal your destined journey. Wow. Holy crap. All right, my loves. Yeah, that wraps up the reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you got something out of it and found it helpful. And if you are new to the channel and haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and that like button. If you feel comfortable sharing, that's also cool. All of those things are great things that you can do to help support the channel and, you know, help bring it up a little bit. Working on it. I know I need to be more consistent. That's a more me problem than anything. But yeah. Yeah. So this was really fun. I feel like there was a lot of stuff to digest here, and I do hope that those of you who came across this, I hope that, you know, it had something that stuck out to you, even if like the, you know, if there's certain parts that weren't really quite your story, I do hope that, you know, there's some tidbits that did help you. I definitely enjoyed giving this message, and I myself received some messages throughout this reading too. I'm like, okay, spirit, y'all gonna call me out? Okay, I see what y'all did there. They do that shit all the time. I'm like, okay, I see what y'all did there. But nonetheless, I love y'all. You guys are the best, and I'm so appreciative of you guys for everything you guys do to help support those, especially those of you who, you know, are here all the time. Um, yeah, so you guys take care of yourselves and each other. No, Jerry Springer. But yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna eat dinner. I'm pretty hungry. Um, I have some leftover chicken fajita pasta that I made the other day, so I'm gonna eat that, and then I'm gonna probably find a crime show or something to watch. I don't know, or documentary on like YouTube or something. We'll see. I was watching some really weird shit. I was watching like the Titanic. I was watching Amelia Earhart documentaries. It was I just do some interesting things, and then I hyperfixate on stuff sometimes too. ADHD for the win. But anyway, I love y'all. Enough of me blabbering. So you guys have a great rest of your evening. Tomorrow's Friday, right? I probably won't have the energy to read tomorrow because I have to work both of my jobs. That's if I go to the other one though, because I have to stand up at that one, and I have gout. So, for those of you know, I was talking about how I fucked up my foot, and nope, I didn't fuck up my foot. I have gout, and I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm 40 years old. Why the fuck do I have gout? This is fucking lame. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go to my other job or not. We'll see. Unless they can, you know, be okay with me not really being able to do much. I'll be sitting down most of the time. So whatever. Enough of me talking. All right, I love. Ooh, that sounds good. Southwestern salad with seasoned steak and rice. That sounds fucking delicious. That's something that I would eat for sure. Right up my alley. All right, my loves. You guys have a great rest of your night. And until next time, bye.